Entropy and the Arrow of Time. Chapter 1. What is time? Time is one of the most familiar concepts in our lives, and yet it is one of the hardest to define. We feel it pass. We mark it in seconds, minutes, hours. We see its effects in aging, in decay, in growth. But what is time really? In physics, time is often treated as a dimension, much like the 3 dimensions of space. Together, they form what we call space-time, the fabric in which the universe exists. Time gives structure to events. It orders them. Without time, everything would happen all at once, or nothing would happen at all. And yet time is strange. We can move forward and backward in space, but time moves only one way. Why? This is the mystery we will explore. Not only what time is, but why it flows the way it does. Let us take a quiet journey through the laws of physics, the nature of entropy, and the hidden rhythm that gives time its arrow. Chapter 2. Thermodynamics and Change. To understand time's direction, we must turn to thermodynamics, the study of heat, energy, and how they move. There are 4 laws of thermodynamics, but one in particular plays a special role in how we perceive time. It's the second law, which tells us something profound, that in an isolated system, entropy always increases. Entropy is a measure of disorder. The more disordered a system, the higher its entropy. And over time, disorder tends to grow. Imagine a deck of cards. If you shuffle it thoroughly, the ordered arrangement disappears. You don't expect the cards to fall back into perfect order on their own. That's entropy at work. This law isn't just about cards, or broken cups, or melting ice. It's about everything. The second law of thermodynamics tells us that systems evolve from order to disorder, and that evolution is irreversible. It is the only fundamental law of physics that introduces a direction, a before and an after, and so it begins to define what we call the arrow of time. Chapter 3. Understanding entropy. Let's pause and consider entropy more carefully. At its core, entropy is about probability. There are many more ways for a system to be disordered than for it to be ordered. A room is more likely to be messy than perfectly clean. A drop of dye spreads through water, not the other way around. Heat flows from hot to cold, not cold to hot. Entropy is not a force. It doesn't push or pull. It simply reflects what is most likely to happen. In physics, we say that entropy is a statistical property. It describes the number of microscopic configurations that correspond to a macroscopic state. The more possible arrangements, the higher the entropy. A shattered teacup has more possible configurations than an intact one. And so, shattering is favoured. Reassembling is not. This understanding helps us see that the arrow of time is not imposed from outside, but emerges from within, from the very fabric of probability. Chapter 4. Time's one-way arrow. Time as we experience it flows in one direction. We remember the past, not the future. We grow older, not younger. A dropped teacup shatters on the floor, but never leaps back into your hand. These simple truths, though familiar, hide a deep mystery. In physics, many of the laws that govern motion are reversible. They work the same whether time moves forward or backward, but not so with entropy. Entropy always increases. This, more than anything else, gives time its arrow. A cold glass of water, left in a warm room, becomes lukewarm. The heat spreads evenly, and order gives way to disorder. This transformation is not forbidden by physics. It is expected, and once it happens, it does not reverse itself. In this quiet truth lies the arrow of time, not drawn in space, but etched in change. It moves not because the universe says it must, but because order, once broken, does not unbreak. Entropy is the storyteller of time. And time, in turn, is the rhythm of change. Chapter 5. The universe's drift toward disorder. The second law of thermodynamics does not just apply to teacups or glasses of water. It applies to stars, galaxies, and the entire universe. Over cosmic time, energy spreads out, heat dissipates, structures dissolve. The universe, it seems, is drifting toward ever greater disorder. This is known as the heat death of the universe, a time in the far future when all energy is evenly distributed, and no work can be done. No stars, no life, no change. It is the ultimate expression of entropy. And yet this idea is not meant to alarm. Rather, it is an invitation to reflect. The universe was once highly ordered, hot, dense, and smooth. From that simplicity emerged complexity. Stars, planets, life. But even that complexity is temporary. Entropy ensures that all structures eventually dissolve. Still, within that process, there is beauty. Chapter 6. Time in daily life. We may not think of entropy as we go about our day, but its effects are everywhere. We see time's passage in the slow wear of objects, in the ripening of fruit, in the way our memories accumulate. A house must be cleaned, a wound must be healed, batteries run down, paint fades. These are the gentle fingerprints of entropy. Even our habits, routines, and relationships carry the marks of time. They change, they settle, they age. And so, while entropy may be a concept from physics, it resonates with our lived experience. It explains why time feels like a river flowing in one direction, because that river is carrying us from order to disorder, from birth to growth, from structure to stillness. It is the quiet backdrop to every moment. Chapter 7. Memory, aging, and the human experience of time. We remember the past, not the future. This too is a consequence of entropy. Memories are records, ordered structures. To create a memory, the brain must do work. It must consume energy. That process increases entropy. So we can remember what was, but we cannot form memories of what has not yet occurred. And so the arrow of time aligns with our perception. As we age, we see entropy's effects in ourselves. Our bodies wear down, our thoughts change, our lives unfold in one direction. But there is a quiet grace in this too, because it is this passage of time that allows growth, learning and love. Without time, there would be no story. Chapter 8. Time and the heat. Death of the universe. Let us return to the far future. If entropy continues to increase, the universe will eventually reach a state of maximum disorder. Every star will burn out. Every structure will decay. Temperature will be uniform. No differences. No gradients. No flow. This is called heat death. Not a violent end, but a quiet fading. In such a state, time itself loses meaning. Without change, there is no before and after. Time, as we know it, would simply stop. And yet this is not a tragedy. It is the natural conclusion of a cosmic story. A story that began in order, blossomed into complexity, and returns softly to stillness. Chapter 9. The Philosophy of Time. Many philosophers have wondered, is time real? Or is it just a concept we use to make sense of change? Some say time is a human invention. Others believe it is fundamental. But regardless of its origin, time gives structure to our thoughts. It allows for causality, memory, and meaning. Without time, there would be no music, no language, no narrative. Time is the thread on which experience is strung. And entropy is the needle that moves forward, never back. Perhaps time is both real and imagined, a rhythm we perceive, shaped by the probabilities of the universe. Chapter 10. A quiet reflection. Now let us rest in what we've learned. Entropy is not a force of destruction. It is the gentle unfolding of possibility. It is the reason time moves forward, why change occurs, why life has a shape. From the shattering of a cup to the fading of stars, entropy marks the passage of time. And in that passage, we find meaning. We grow, we age, we remember. We live each moment once, never again. And so, though time may seem fleeting, it is also precious. As you drift towards sleep, imagine the quiet ticking of a cosmic clock, not loud or urgent, but steady, gentle, eternal. And know that in this vast, changing universe, your moment is real. Your story is part of the rhythm. Rest now. Let time carry you.